Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Jenny. I'm from Jenny Card Designs. My YouTube channel contains content that is intended to share paper crafting, tutorials, and inspiration with all of you. I hope that you enjoy. Today's video is an extra special one because I'm participating in the Save the Crafty YouTuber video hop. This is a celebration of card making video tutorials created by a group of talented crafters of all different styles. We are coming together to give our viewers a chance to discover other amazing card makers and help reach monetization goals on YouTube. All you have to do is watch, like, and consider subscribing. Click the link in the video description below to hop to the next video. Don't forget to comment because we're giving away tons of prizes. Each channel stop along the way has a prize to give away, donated by our wonderful sponsors. You'll find more details for the giveaway at the end of this video. My video today showcases some Altenew products donated to my channel from the Scrap of Paradise, a craft store located in Kingston, Ontario. They carry many of the products from the companies that sponsor our video hop today. Everything else I've purchased with my own money and shared today in this video because I love them and enjoyed them, and I hope that you will too. So let's jump in with today's projects. I'm going to be making 3 projects in today's video. I'm going to use some Ranger texture paste, and this dries clear with a gloss finish. And I've also got 3 stencils here. I've got the Altenew Feathered Leaves, the Gina Foliage, and the Altenew Leaf Burst. So I'll start off by getting a piece of cardstock. This is a 110 pound Nina Classic Crest. And I'll get my stencil taped down to my cardstock, and then I'm going to scoop out some texture paste. So I'm going to put that on my silicone mat here, and then I'm just going to squish down the ink pad on my mat. And I've got some glitter here. This is just a white snow glitter from Recollections. And I'm going to mix the texture paste in with the ink. So I'm just going to make sure that I mix it really well. And I found that it was a little bit too light, so I went back and I added some extra ink. And this is the Gina K Designs Lucky Clover ink. When mixing it with the texture paste, it will lighten a little bit, so keep that in mind. So I'm going to use this Feathered Leaves stencil, and I'm going to use my silicone spatula and just scoop out my texture paste all over my cardstock, and then we'll peel up the stencil and have a look at what we've got here. So we've got this green, glossy, glittery paste that's going to give us a really nice look in the end with the finished product. We're just going to set this aside to dry and then continue on to the next panel. The next ink color I'm going to use is Gina K Designs Plum Punch and the Altenew Leaf Burst stencil. And I've got some purple glitter here, and I'm going to sprinkle that into my little mixture and then get that onto my cardstock. For this one, I decided to add a little bit extra glitter over top just to really pump up the volume on that glitter. And then let's have a look and see what we've got. This is so fun, so sparkly and beautiful. Okay, moving on to the third one. I've got Gina K Designs Tranquil Teal, and I've got the Gina K Foliage stencil, and the same thing, texture paste. This is a peacock glitter, and mix it all up. Get my stencil all covered in my paste. And in between each project, I'm always sure to clean everything off before I start with the next color. Now you can't see the sparkles so much when the texture paste is wet, but when it dries, you really see the full effect. The great thing about this Ranger texture paste is that the possibilities are limitless. I have here on my shelf my dye ink pad. This is a storage that I built with my mom out of foam board, and it houses 208 ink pads. Now, I also have a very large stash of glitter, and if you combine the two together, the amount of glitter and the amount of ink pads that I have, it gives us over 8,000 possibilities. 8,000 different outcomes for different backgrounds that are colorful and fun and glittery, and really the possibilities are endless. So you can mix anything with this stuff. You can mix dye ink re-inkers, you can mix color burst or the Nouveau shimmer powders if you have them. You can mix in glitter and pigment ink, dye ink, whatever you've got. And you can use a paintbrush, a palette knife, a rubber spatula. You could use your fingers if you have to. So just grab a jar of this texture paste and try it out and see what you can come up with. Okay, let's stamp some images. So I've got a couple of stamp sets. I've got a Gina K Designs A Big Hello. This is one of my new favorite stamp sets. This came in the most recent Stamp TV kit. And then the other stamp set I have is a set that was gifted to me by a Scrap of Paradise in Kingston, as I mentioned in the beginning of this video. This is the Altenew Lotus Flower, and it's a layering set. It's very simple, not too highly detailed like most of Altenew's layering sets. So I'm going to show you a few ways to step up both of these stamp sets to create more interest in your flowers. I'm going to pull out some stamps from the Lotus set, and I'm taking the outline layer to the images, and I will get those loaded up onto the door of my MISTI. And I'm going to use some Obsidian Amalgam ink, and this is a alcohol marker friendly ink. So once I stamp those down, I'm going to go in with the second layer to the leaf and just freehand stamp those, because there's only one layer to this leaf set and it's pretty easy to line up. So I'll stamp those all with my Gina K Grass Green ink. And then I've got some Lemon Drop ink and some Wild Dandelion. For the first layer, I'll stamp with Lemon Drop. And for the second layer, I'll stamp with Wild Dandelion, and I stamped that Wild Dandelion a couple of times. Here's a close-up look at what that flower looks like. And then I'll just stamp the flowers again in another color. This is Gina K Designs Plum Punch and Hero Arts Passion Flower. Here's a close-up look at what that flower looks like. And then we're going to pull in the Big Hello stamp set, and I'm going to grab a bunch of flowers and leaves from that stamp set and get it all loaded up onto the door of my MISTI. So I'm going to start stamping the flowers with my Ocean Mist ink, and I will get those flowers inked up, and I'm careful not to hit those leaves with my ink pad. And also one of the flowers has a little stem on it, so I want to stamp that in green ink, so I'm just avoiding that with my ink pad. So we'll get those all inked up and stamp those. And then I'm going to stamp all of the leaves and the stem of that flower with the Gina K Key Lime ink. And then I'm going to take a finger dauber and my darker color, which is the Turquoise Sea. I'm just patting the ink right in the center of the flower. Just highlight that flower to create a little bit more depth. And then I'm just going to put some ink on the edge of the petals on this flower with the stem in it. Okay, here's a look at all of the flowers that we've got so far, and now we're going to step these up just a little bit. I'm grabbing a Copic marker for the Big Hello flowers, and I'm just going to flick on some detail in the center of the flowers. Nothing fancy, just a few upward motion flicks just to create a little bit more depth in the center of that flower. So I'm going to do that for all of my flowers and all of my leaves, just picking out some various alcohol marker colors, just flicking on a little bit of color here and there where I think that we can create a little bit more interest in the flowers. Now the Lotus Flower stamp set is already a layered set, but I just felt like it was a little flat. So I wanted to add a little bit more detail into that too. Now we won't spend too much time going into this. This is just basic, nothing fancy. Here's a close-up look of what the flowers looked like before and then after. I really think that a few minutes spent applying the detail here can really add some interest to your project. And then we'll move on to cutting all of these images out. I will get all of my dies taped up into a little web of dies and run this through my Gemini Junior die cutting machine, and then get ready to assemble these cards. So I've got some heavyweight card bases here. These measure 6.5 by 5 inches. They are 120-pound heavyweight cardstock. And because my card base is not the same white as the panels that I did my glittered backgrounds on, I'm going to mat them with some black cardstock. So I'm just going to grab some lightweight regular black cardstock and cut up some layering mats. And then I'm going to clean up all of my glitter backgrounds and get everything adhered together. And then let's have a look and see what we come up with. Here are the finished projects. Here's the first one with the Gina K Designs, a big hello with the Gina K foliage stencil along with those turquoise flowers. Here's the plum punch one with the purple lotus and the leaf burst stencil. And then here is the yellow lotus flower with the Altenew feathered leaves stencil. And that's it for today's video. I hope that you've enjoyed this stop along the video hop today, and thanks for joining in to help save the crafty YouTubers like myself. So a huge shout out to all of the sponsors and for Justine Hovey for putting all of this together. Don't forget to comment on the videos along the way so that you can enter yourself into more chances to win. Each stop along the way is giving away a prize. My channel is giving away 2 Catherine Pooler ink pads, so just leave a comment down below. Please be sure to indicate whether you're in the US or international, as some prizes, not all, are not eligible for shipping outside of the US. I appreciate you spending your time with me. If you enjoyed this content, please consider clicking that subscribe button and help support my channel. Coming up on screen is a link to the next video in the hop, and if you're starting off somewhere in the middle, there's also a link to the beginning of the hop at Justine Hovey's channel. So again, thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely day, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!